It's corruption mentality. You'll get something out of being a slave, isn't it?
This is very okay. I want to bring in Environment Minister Jairam Ramesh into this. We just heard Mr. Ramesh what Barack Obama says. He wants to know whose ass to kick. Over here, there isn't a single word from our Prime Minister about this. It almost seems even the question about who made that phone call to Arjun Singh is not known. 20,000 deaths, 2 years imprisonment, a fine of 25,000 rupees. Do you believe this is justice, Mr. Ramesh, as a citizen of India first, not so much as a minister?
Well, the verdict has certainly caused many of us, including me, a lot of anguish. The time taken, the magnitude of the penalty that's been handed out. And my senior colleague, Mr. Moily, has already commented on the legal aspects, and I don't want to comment more on that. But I do want to say that following the Bhopal gas tragedy of December 1984, the Prime Minister, then the Prime Minister, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, personally took charge and gave us the Environment Protection Act of 1986. It's a very progressive piece of legislation, and the big challenge for us is to implement the Environment Protection Act of 1986 without fear or favor, so that future Bhopals don't recur.
No, but what is the government going to do? Because people of India now want to know, Mr. Ramesh, what is the government going to do to pursue the case against Warren Anderson and to bring this man to justice? He's happily sitting in a New York suburb enjoying his post-retirement life while 6 lakh people continue to suffer and an entire nation is shocked by this verdict.
Well, one step would certainly be to ensure that the provisions of the Environment Protection Act 1986 are implemented. They are not diluted in any form, and they are in fact, the regulations and the standards that are stipulated as part of EPA 1986 are actually implemented both in letter and spirit. In addition, Parliament has recently passed the National Green Tribunal. We have decided, as a small gesture of our sensitivity to Bhopal, we have decided to locate the headquarters of this National Green Tribunal in Bhopal. We would be the second or the third country in the world to have such a National Green Tribunal. It's a specialized environmental court. It will be for civil damages. And, any citizen of India can go to the National Green Tribunal and claim civil damages arising out of the improper or non-implementation of laws relating to environment and forests. Small step forward. So I think nothing can mitigate the distress and extreme hardship that has been caused to thousands of people in Bhopal. But nevertheless, I think by taking the Environment Protection Act of 86 seriously and by operationalizing the National Green Tribunal, I hope that by the end of this year, the National Green Tribunal will be up and running in Bhopal and in 4 other places of the country.
Mr. Ramesh,
I think we would have demonstrated our seriousness.
But Mr. Ramesh, while you're saying that you'll be setting up this Green Tribunal, a lot of people want to know why it hasn't been done for the last 26 years. I want to take a quick response from Rachna Dhingra in Bhopal before I end this debate. Rachna, $40,000 spent on the rehabilitation of every sea otter in America. President Barack Obama talking about looking at the caps which have been placed. $500 being spent per day on ration of lobsters for these otters. American otters seem to matter to America clearly much more than Indian lives, because they're saying this case is closed. We hope it never comes up. For them it's a bad memory. Let's get it over and done with. That's the attitude.
Exactly, and we also want to ask Barack Obama that how can he have such a double standard when he is asking the corporation operating in his country, he's saying that he's going to make sure that BP pays every cent that is going to be spent in the contamination. How can he not have the same standard for American corporations operating in India? And I also want to say to Prime Minister Manmohan Singh that he is always inspired by the American style of functioning and the US government. Why doesn't he take this inspiration from Barack Obama and ask and make sure that there is justice in Bhopal?
Okay, very important points over there coming from Rachna Dhingra. And Barack Obama saying, I want to kick some serious ass. This is coming straight from the American president. That's the attitude the Indian government must demonstrate. That's the attitude that's been missing for 26 years, which is why Warren Anderson, you want to make a close point quickly.
Comment here. We are all lamenting why this is inadequate punishment. Why don't you have a look at the judgment of the Supreme Court which says you can try him only for this thing here?
No, why did the CBI not go into appeal? Anyway, we'll continue debating this, Mr. Singh. I can promise you one thing. This debate is not over. For long they've attempted to bury justice, they've attempted to bury this debate. This debate is not getting over anytime soon.
The word is final. It's for the government to decide how to go about challenging it. As I told you, they are the one to decide.
They should have gone into appeal. They didn't do that. Who made that phone call is not known. And while all of this is happening, Warren Anderson is sitting pretty. This is not something which is okay. But for the moment, Veerappa Moily, Jairam Ramesh, Dr. Kiran Bedi, MJ Akbar, Joginder Singh, and also to Rachna Dhingra and Sunita Narayan. Thank you very much for joining us on the Center Stage.